Good morning, good morning, good morning, my family of light. Ah, and what a beautiful now it is. Here's where I'll start my message for today. Just so you know, I might go a little all over the place because I've had a lot of information coming in me this morning, and I'm going to try to do the best that I can to um, say that message in the best way that I can. I am open to advice about my now changing. Sometimes it is good to do a little rearranging. For we must understand that all is always changing, nothing is infinite. All that exists in the now are changing for it to help consciousness expand through the universe as one vibration of love and light. Remember, a great way to stay present in the now is to remember all is finite and always in motion. Non-resistance, non-judgment, and non-attachment are three aspects of true freedom and enlightened living. An easy way to stay present in the now is to say to oneself, this too will pass. This too will pass. This too will pass. For you understand, all consciousness is a movement in the now. Hooey. The first little tiny bit was kind of part of my divine message, but then the rest of it was something I read actually, and then the rest of it came from me. Or you should never use the word me, but from my being, I should say, as one. For that is one of the other important things that I wanted to express today. And tell a little bit about my being's story. For when I came into my understanding of spirituality about a year ago and started to understand who I was, at first, when I thought that I was a Pleiadian and Arcturian, and I didn't fully understand the unity of all. I didn't fully understand, and so I stopped looking for who I was, and therefore it closed me off from my now and present moment. For then, as believing in the ego as my identity, or who I was as my identity, we must understand that identity is only content. It is not true being. Being is only existing as essence. For essence is the truth of the being of knowing, consciousness. And we understand that we are all one. We are all one consciousness of the all. And so, when I started to believe that this is who I was and this was my journey and this was my path, I became identified with content of what I believed my me or I was. I forgot the connection to the now moment in the present and the connection that we all have in unity with the all. I forgot that the true knowing of the universe is to learn and understand consciousness. Knowing and knowledge is the greatest gift we have to stay in the now and to be aware of our consciousness. For when we start to believe that we are this or that, we fall into ego or identity. And we stop living in the authentic now that we truly are. Do not identify yourself as this or that, but understand that you are all pervasive presence. Understand that you already know who you are, and that you have always been and always will be who you are. And who you are is one with the all. Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirens, Reptilians, Greys, all beings of consciousness, trees, dolphins, alligators, cats, all are one in the same. Humans are also a part of this one, but we have lost and we have become unaware. We should never say the word lost, is one thing I'm also trying to learn lately. We do not become lost, we become unaware of our true presence in the now. For we become attached to things, or become judgmental of things, or we become resistant of things that are trying to help us in the now. Once I fell into my essence, I thought that I knew everything that I needed to know. And so I stopped trying to understand my connection to the all. I stopped and became resistant to anything new that could help me to understand my being and my connection to the all. And one of the true things that I would say that can help one truly to connect to their all and their being and now is to find a morning meditation or way to practice where you can fully connect with your being and sense of your knowing of who you are. Ba 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 ba. A lot of what's been happening right now, I honestly couldn't even tell you a lot of what I have remembered that I've said, because I really feel like just now that I was kind of channeling there, because I honestly couldn't even really see. But that's good, because I believe what I was sharing was very important. Remember to have something that connects you to your inner being and understanding who you are. Since I started doing yoga and really taking the time to connect with myself every now moment, especially in the beginning light of the day and the end light of the day, are two of the most beautiful times to connect with the consciousness of the light of this galaxy, the sun and its consciousness. And where does the story of the This Will Pass come from? I'll give you this little information because this is how it helped me the most. There was a very rich, noble king who had everything he could ever want, and his life, so he seemed, was very fulfilled. But one day, he started to think, or started to become aware and understand that his life was not fulfilled, and that there was something more that he was looking for. And so he went to a wise man in the village, and he asked the man, "What could you give me to help me be enlightened and aware?" And the man said, and he said, "I will pay any price." That's important as well. And the man said, "I will give it to you as a gift for your entire kingdom would not be enough to pay for this knowing. And so a few weeks later, he came back, and he had a gold ring. And on this ring, there was a carving. And this carving read, "This too will pass." Now we understand that if we live in the now and understand that all is finite and all is ever changing, we understand that there is no such thing as good or bad. We understand that this too will pass. Hey, 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 ya, na, na, hey, ya, na. Hey, 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 ya, na, ya, no, ya, no, ya, no, na. Always remember, this too will pass, and to not become attached or resistant or judgmental of the now, for it always is bringing you to the next greater now of consciousness and awareness and enlightenment.